I'm here to tell you about an incredible chapter in my life that made me come to my senses and wonder if I could ever truly relive it. Here's what happened. My newlywed wife Emma and I were enjoying the bliss of our honeymoon at a picturesque beach resort. The first day was idyllic, filled with all the joys one would expect from such a romantic vacation. But on the second day, things took a strange turn. Emma began disappearing for unusually long periods of time, claiming she needed to visit our room for various reasons, which struck me as odd. On the third day of her constant long absences, my suspicions grew stronger. I made the decision to discreetly follow her during her next departure. To my horror, I discovered that she had met up with a muscular, tanned pool boy and entered the elevator together. I followed them and, breathless, watched as they entered a room on the second floor, not our room. I walked to the door of the room and listened to what they were talking about. My demure wife, who was like a nun in bed with me, started demanding violent and very rough sex from him. Then I heard sounds that were unmistakable. She was sucking him off. I couldn't take it anymore and left. Feeling cheated but determined to avoid a scene, I went back to our room, gathered all my belongings, and left her with only my swimsuit and ID, which I turned in at the front desk. I wanted her return trip to be as difficult as possible. As I left the resort, I was overwhelmed with anger and determination. I later learned from Emma's mother that my departure drove Emma into a rage. Locked in our room without her belongings, she was forced to turn to her parents for help. They were furious to learn of her infidelity, which she only admitted to after being forced to explain why I might have left so suddenly. To make matters worse, the rental car ran out of gas due to a faulty gauge, and she was left waiting for roadside assistance. Meanwhile, I got to our apartment well ahead of her, which gave me enough time to pack my things and move out with the help of a friend. In the days that followed, Emma repeatedly tried to contact me, but I cut off all contact by changing my number and blocking her on all platforms. Her friends and family had mixed reactions to this, but I remained silent and firm in my decision. Eventually, Emma sent a letter to my parents' house, full of apologies and pleas for understanding, but her words failed to rebuild the trust she had broken. That was the end of the story. He didn't back down one bit, did he? How do you feel about such an instant transition to infidelity right after the wedding? And was my reaction too harsh? Share with us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the interesting stories we unravel here.